leaned against the kitchen counter, staring at my phone, waiting for the right moment. The world outside was bustling, indifferent to the storm brewing inside me. My fingers hovered over the screen. Should I call her now, or wait until after dinner when she'd have settled into her false sense of calm? The clock ticked. "Hey babe, I got fired," I said, as casually as I could, trying not to let the bitter taste of the words catch in my throat. She looked up from her phone, her eyes narrowing in that way that said, "You're wasting my time." "You what?" "I lost my job," I repeated, quieter this time. I let the silence hang between us. Her face twisted into something sharp. "You lost it? You're useless. What do you even do all day? Don't you think about what I'm going through? I'm working my ass off. And you?" She cut herself off, slamming the plate on the counter, the noise sharp in the stillness. I felt something cold settle in my chest, but I didn't move, didn't react. Not yet. Her tirade continued, but I tuned it out. She was angry, but the anger wasn't for me. It was for herself, for what I hadn't done, for the life she thought she'd be living without me. A part of me wanted to scream back, tell her the truth, that I'd been promoted, that they were giving me more responsibility, that I was finally being seen for what I could do. But the words were heavy with something else now, something darker. Why should I tell her? The next day, I accidentally overheard her conversation with my mother-in-law. It wasn't supposed to happen. I never meant to listen. But as I passed by the open door, her voice stopped me in my tracks. "You should have heard him last night, acting like the world's ending, like he even had a real job to begin with. What's the point of a man who can't hold it together? I'm just tired. I deserve more. He's weak." I froze. My blood turned to ice. There it was, the thing I'd felt for months but couldn't put into words. The betrayal I'd sensed, even as she smiled at me in the mornings, kissed me goodnight. The image of the woman I thought I knew shattered in a single breath. Weak. I'm weak. The term echoed in my mind, and it was in that moment, that sharp, cruel moment, that I realized what I'd become to her. Nothing. Disposable. Replaceable. Her words weren't about the job. It wasn't about money or status. She'd never seen me for what I was. She'd only ever seen me for what I could provide. And now? Now I was going to show her who I really was. I waited. I watched. And as I did, I learned everything. Her routines. The subtle lies she told me when I asked about where she went after work. The way her phone would buzz at odd hours, and how she'd smile, her face softening in ways it never did for me. I dug, through social media, through phone records, and subtle questions. What I found wasn't enough to nail her down, yet. But it was enough to confirm it wasn't just a single conversation or a bad day. I wasn't her partner. I was her placeholder. So I bided my time. I let her think she was winning. I played the fool. I took the blows, silently, patiently, and I prepared. One by one, I set everything in motion. I started by speaking to a lawyer, a quiet, unassuming man who asked all the right questions, yet never once questioned my resolve. He'd helped me hide assets, gather documents, and strategize. The financial web was simple. I could take her down in a day, but I'd make sure it wasn't just about money. Next came the surveillance, the most delicate part. I had my doubts, but when I saw what I saw, those late-night meetings, the glances exchanged at dinner parties, the whispered conversations that should have never happened, well, there was no turning back. She had betrayed me in every possible way, and now it was time to take everything from her. She needed to know the real cost of her decisions. The final step? I sent the anonymous tip to her company's HR, detailing her affair with one of her colleagues, a man she'd trusted, a man she'd betrayed me with, the same man who'd pushed me out of a promotion I'd been promised. The timing was perfect. I sat back as the wheels of her downfall began to turn. A week later, I called her into the living room. Her face was pale, her voice shaky. "What did you do?" I didn't say a word. I simply handed her a file. Her eyes scanned it, then widened. The color drained from her face. She looked at me, then back at the papers, then back at me again. The reality hit her like a freight train. "You?" "I didn't get fired," I said, calmly. "But you did. Both of you." Her mouth moved, but no words came out. For the first time in years, I saw something raw in her eyes. Fear. And beneath it, shame. It wasn't enough, though. It wasn't even close to enough. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I didn't wait for her to finish. I didn't need to hear any more lies. "I don't need your apologies. I don't need anything from you. Just remember, I'm not weak." I stood up, and as I walked out, I knew she wouldn't fight back. Not now. Not when everything she held dear was crumbling around her. Not when her own lies had finally boxed her in. I left her with nothing. I'd shown her. I'd proved it. And for the first time in a long time, I felt the weight of the world lift.